guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Erica and I'm so glad that you're here for today's crafty tutorial, because if you remember a while back I tried my hand at tie-dye car Freshies and they came out pretty good for my first time, but I definitely wanted to give it another try using a method that I've used on my tumblers in the past. So if you saw my cowhide tumbler tutorial, then you should know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're gonna be making some tie-dye car Freshies, but today we are gonna be using alcohol ink. Alright guys, so for this craft you're going to need a few things. You're obviously going to need your normal Freshie supplies. So some aroma beads, mica pigment powder, fragrance oil, a non-stick baking sheet, and some silicone molds, and a roofing nail. Now, you certainly don't have to use silicone molds. I'm just using silicone molds for the ones that I'm doing specifically for today, but you could certainly use the same method using regular cookie cutters if you wanted to. So I just wanted to mention that. And then since I'm using these round silicone molds today, I also have some round cardstock designs already cut out over here. I just printed them out on some cardstock and then cut them out. And then I'm also going to be using some chunky opal iridescent glitter, some white iridescent opal glitter, and then you're also going to need some Mod Podge and a paintbrush to paint that on. And the star of the show for these Freshies are going to be these alcohol inks. All right, I am so excited to show you guys this, so let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, y'all, so I already have my silicone molds setting on my non-stick baking sheet, and I have my oven preheating to 300 degrees right now. So now I'm going to put my cardstock designs face down, trying to center them up as best as I can. Okay, and then we're gonna take just a little bit of this chunky opal iridescent glitter, and we're just gonna sprinkle it around the cardstock. And then I'm just gonna pour my already cured aroma beads right over the cardstock. And I'm just gonna flatten those beads out. All right, and now these Freshies are ready to be baked. So I'm gonna stick our pan in the oven for about 12 minutes or so, and then we'll check to see if they're done. All right, y'all, so my timer just went off. It's been 12 minutes, so let's check to see if these Freshies are done. Just by looking at them, I don't think that they are, but let me show you how I check. I just take my finger, and you see how those beads are kind of pulling up with my finger? That means they have not been baked long enough and they need to go back in. So we're gonna put these in for like another 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll check on them again. So it's been 15 minutes. Let's check these. Oh yeah, they're not sticking to my finger, so these are good to go. So while these are still hot, I'm just gonna take a metal spoon and I'm just going to press down all of those jagged edges so that I don't have to trim those later. Okay, now that I've pressed down all those like little jagged edges, now I'm gonna let them cool until they are completely cool to the touch before we are ready to demold them and move on to the next step. All right guys, so our Freshies are completely cool now. So now we are ready to demold them. It's so pretty just as is, but we are going to be decorating the back, and that's where we're going to be using our alcohol ink. All right, so now we're going to take some Mod Podge and our paintbrush, and we're just going to paint a nice little thin layer of Mod Podge all over the entire back of the Freshie. All right, so as you can see, we just have a thin layer of Mod Podge all over that surface. And while it's still wet, we're just gonna sprinkle that white opal glitter generously all over it. Now we have a pretty glittered back. All right, so I'm not letting my Mod Podge dry. I'm gonna go ahead and do this while the Mod Podge is still wet. We just put the glitter on, and I'm just gonna take my alcohol inks. I got all of these off of Amazon, and you can use whatever colors you want and drip it wherever you want it. And there's our first tie-dye one. Look at how much better that is than that first tie-dye one that we did. All right, you guys, so now that we are done with that, now we are gonna let our Freshies completely dry. We want that Mod Podge and alcohol ink to be dry to the touch before we put our elastic cords on our Freshies. All right, y'all, so now that our Freshies are completely dry, now we are ready to tie on our elastic cord. All right, guys, well, there you have it. I definitely love this alcohol ink method. This was so much easier to work with than trying to do multiple different colors of beads and trying to get them to stay where you need them to. So I definitely recommend trying this for yourself. I for sure will be using this method again. We will have to make some cowhide Freshies soon, and maybe I should try doing the geode carve Freshies again using this method as well. But as always, I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed creating it. If you did like it, please let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop a comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys think. And if you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed to my channel, then make sure you click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on my future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.